Everything we've been taught in the American education system is all a lie. Native Americans weren't the original people of this land. We actually took it from black people.
We all picked one country of the world that we will pray for the rest of our lives. And so I picked Mongolia. I'm Native American. A lot of folk may not know that we descend from Mongolians who came across the land bridge between Russia and Alaska. And I thought, well, I'm going to pray for Mongolia.
The true
to be here today, but I love the theme, American healing. Well, first let's think about something. Where did America come from? Have it always been America? Or was it just created to be America? Who are the real Americans? America keep changing and changing and changing. Let's go back in time when the American Indians looked like I look and roamed the southeast part of the United States freely. I love what the mayor said. We have to tell the truth. We cannot heal America till we fix the foundation. Can we start right there?
If you want to talk about indigenous people in America or Native Americans, they always dealt with extraterrestrials. They called them the star people. And yes, they were black. This is where the word Indian comes from the Latin word indigo, okay, which means blue, black, and it's a skin color, okay? And so the Indians that you see today are what you call $5 Indians, okay, which are Caucasians, actually white people, okay? And go look up the Dow's Commission, go read the Dow's rolls. Back in the day, white people was allowing other white people to sign the Dow's rolls, saying that they was Native Americans in exchange for benefits and assistance from the government. So all these Indians that own these casinos and own the land, and they got straight hair and they look like goddamn Mexicans and Chinese people and white people, those are what you call $5 Indians. Those are descendants of the people who actually took the land and they acted like they was the people who the land got took from. Black people are the original Indians. Go look it up. Go read Christopher Columbus's diary. Go read anybody's diary. Go read, confirm that they was black people, okay? So we want to get that on deck. And the reason I want to get the history on deck is because it fits right back into the spirituality. Those ancestors who was our ancestors said that we came from the stars. They called them star people. The Egyptians who have been genetically confirmed to been black said that their ancestors came from the stars. The Dogon tribe in Mali said their ancestors came from the stars. The black Nagas of Japan and Asia said their ancestors came from the stars. The black Aboriginals in Australia said their ancestors came from the stars. Black people across the world always identified with their ancestors from the stars, okay? And since I'm saying stars, Star Wars popped in my head, but it popped in my head because Anakin is the word Anunnaki. Anakin name is Anakin Skywalker. The word Anunnaki literally translates to Skywalker or walk the sky. And then the dude who created Star Wars said he got all of his knowledge from Egypt. A Jedi is the word Dehij scrambled. Dehij was spelled, or Deji was spelled D-E-J-I. If you go look it up, a Dehij or a Deji was the bodyguard of a pharaoh. Go look this shit up. Go look it up. Go look it up. Go look it up. And go read Stolen Legacy, okay? And the Greeks in that book tell you that the Egyptians seem to possess what you would call supernatural abilities, okay? So we're not saying people was flying around, but I'm saying that they were doing better phenomenal feats than we are today. And so all of this stuff come from us. But let me get back on track. The reason I'm bringing this up is to show you why it's important to practice the proper form of spirituality. Our ancestors already laid out the blueprint, okay? The Mayans, the Aztecs, the Incas, the Olmecs already laid out the blueprint of who our ancestors was. As black, and I'm speaking to black people, I'm not speaking to nobody else. If you're a Greek, go talk to Hercules, okay? But I'm talking to black people since I'm black in this particular video. Our ancestors already laid out who our spiritual and genetic ancestors were, who was responsible for us here. And so why is this important? Now we are committing spiritual treason and turning our back on our creators to practice not even forms of spirituality, religion, which is man-made. man-made. You worshiping, y'all niggas out here worshiping Santa Claus, man, and Jesus Christ, and Muhammad, and all of these other deities that not only never existed, they are psychological creations of another humanoid organism's construct to enslave you from your own spirituality. So you went from being in tune with the ancestors, being in tune with the entities. You went from being in tune with the spirits of the environment, whether it been the spirit, the forest deities, the ocean deities, you know, the mountain deities. All of these, because every habitat on the planet Earth has a spiritual gatekeeper, you could say, who's the intellectual, let's say, threshold of how to navigate within this environment. Okay, so if you go to the forest, it's good and bad deities in the forest. Just like if you go to somebody's neighborhood, there's good and bad people in this neighborhood. Some people you call to do something illegal. Some people you call to get you out of trouble. You got angels and demons everywhere. You got good and bad everywhere. You got higher and lower everywhere. So it's no different, okay? You got spirits of rivers, spirits of lakes, spirits of oceans. You got all these different spiritual entities that's here to guide you. And we was in tune with them and mapped them out. And today, some of these deities is what you call mythological creatures. Some of these mythological creatures are definitely mythological, but some of these folklores or entities, or whatever you want to call them, are indeed fact, okay? Like what the Dogon tribe of Mali is talking about. That's indeed fact. That's not no jokes, okay? The Dogon tribe of Mali had constellations mapped out way before NASA. So tell me how they did that. Okay, they didn't accidentally do that. But with that being said, getting back on point, we have such a grand, especially as black people, we have such a grand module of descendancy and lineage, and our bloodline is so royal, okay? And we are practicing an improper form of spirituality, which is causing us to hate ourselves, which is causing us to have low self-esteem because we don't subconsciously identify with who we truly look like. We try to identify with the gods of somebody else. Some of us don't like having big nose and big lips and kinky hair because Jesus got a thin nose, thin lips, blind hair, and blue eyes. So since we identify with Jesus, we don't like ourselves because we think we look the furthest from God. But that's not our God. If you knew who your God looked like, you would be proud of yourself. Okay? And so this is why it's important to practice the proper form of spirituality and not allow your form of spirituality to be taken from you, especially by religion, because you disconnect from eons of information. You got entities who don't even incarnate into physical beings, and they just watch the shit that goes on planet Earth. And you can conjure these entities and ask them whatever. But you would never do that because you talking to Jesus. You talking to Santa Claus. You talking to all these entities, or that's not even really entities. Excuse me. You talking to these images. Let me start calling them what they are. Images. And the only frequency that they are connected to is Lucifer. And I broke this down already. I'm not doing it again. But with that being said, stop disrespecting your ancestors. What's wrong with you? Stop disrespecting your ancestors. Stop disrespecting your creators.